Hey everybody, we're just kind of live late in the evening. Been kind of taking time off for myself again, and I don't know, just obviously, even like playing World of Warcraft. That's just, that's pretty much what I'm doing. Just taking time for myself. Yeah, just trying to stay focused. Trying to stay positive. I generally try to avoid the news, especially with anti-trans news. I just found out that Ohio and a number of other states have introduced bills um, that would basically classify transgender people as basically treated the same way as sex offenders. And one of those bills in Ohio was vetoed, but then an executive order was signed, basically banning transgender healthcare even for adults. No, I obviously I try to stay objective with how things are because there's obviously a lot of people who are very angry about this and who are fighting legal battles against this. But the reality is that if some of these people had their way, like, how long is it before people like me are just lined up and shot? Like, what are we doing? Why are we going through this? How has this country gotten to this point? Isn't this what we fought Hitler over? Like, look at me. What is evil about me? I'm lucky enough to be in California. I'm lucky enough to have access to the healthcare I have. But even I'm deathly afraid that somehow my surgery is going to be stolen from me. Because we live in a hostile environment. Even, I'm pretty safe from the right-wing anti-trans people making these laws. California is safe for now. How long is it before just, being transgender is illegal? Like, it doesn't end well. These absolutely insane discriminatory laws are not going to end well. Like, I don't know what to do. I can't do anything about it. I can't do anything about what people think about people like me. All I can do is just try to get through this alive. At least I can get my surgery and move on. And hopefully that can somewhat protect me. It's not going to. Nothing is going to. Nothing is going to be enough for these people. They are dangerous. They are undermining our democracy. Like, I wish people could see what's going on, and a lot of people do, but god damn, like, it's hard enough to get through life already. Like, even if I wasn't trans. But, it obviously protection from, here in California, there's plenty of protections, all that, but I shouldn't be having to have a map of the United States with places X'd out. Do you know what I mean? Where there's places that if I step foot in, I am risking my life. Or my freedom. Who's to stop some super bigoted cop from stopping me and treating me like some kind of sex offender? Oh, you're one of those transgender people. Why are you walking around? Are people absolutely so brain dead? They blame TikTok. There's something else going on. Like, can you not, like, see what's going on? This is, like, literally what started to happen in the 1930s. It's hard to feel like life is going to be okay when you see about this stuff happening in your own country that's supposed to be the best, one of the best countries in the world. Like, has it really just come down to this? What's it going to take for people to stop being okay with this? Like, are we going to have to be like having people being chased out of their homes and rounded up like animals and shot on the street? Is that, you know, by police officers or Gestapo or whatever the hell? Is that what it's going to take for you to finally get what's going on here? I don't understand how this is happening. And I don't know what to do about it. It's been on my mind for a while, and obviously putting my head in the sand and pretending like things are, you know, things really are getting better, you know, as terrible as it can sometimes seem. But for some places in this country, it's definitely getting a lot worse before it's going to get better. I am so happy to be in California. Hey, Joshua. Yeah, sorry, I just had to get that off my chest. There's a lot of really bad stuff happening in the news, and it bothers me. And there's actually absolutely nothing I can do about it. I'm struggling just to pay attention to my own life, and my life's going pretty well. And then I feel really kind of feel selfish, but I think I get to be selfish. You know, somebody has to be happy. I shouldn't have to feel miserable all the time. Hey, press. You know, I think I deserve to be happy, you know. I get access to this medicine. I get access to this surgery. So many people are like in states right now, like Ohio, where their actual existence is under threat now. And people like acted like we're overreacting. Like when people said, you know, oh, this is like, you know, calling people Nazis. What do you think the Nazis did in the 1930s to people like me? What do you think they're trying to do now? You can call it a different name. You can call it Republican. You can call it Moms for Liberty. You can call it it doesn't matter what the name is. It's the same thing. You don't even have to call it Nazi. It doesn't matter what you call it. It only ends one way. It ends up with people being lined up and just shot. Is that what you want? Is that the country you want? I know that, like, the country that, you know, I've never been military, but my brother served this country, or still serves this country, was not fighting for a country for like that. I know my dad, who was in the Marine Corps, did not fight for a country like that. Okay? Like, I don't know what I can do except for just try to live my life and be happy. And maybe I can fly under the radar because I'm apparently attractive. But why does, I have to be lucky enough to be considered even remotely traditionally attractive just to be somewhat okay? I shouldn't have to have in the country that I live in, I should not have a list of states or cities that I can't step foot in. But I guess these people think that's what makes America great. I guess that's a great America to these people. And it's really hard to avoid the reality when it's faced to you. It's so easy to ignore it when you're on some message board online or posting on some tweet or on a YouTube comment. But those of us who've seen it from bird's eye view, people who've seen it from up on the top of the building, who've seen the whole picture, who've seen every single action and every single who've seen every single result of these actions over a course of time and have looked at history and compared it to history. We're just like, it's really hard to be patient with people who have absolutely no idea how wrong they are and how they think that it's some kind of intellectual discussion. They feel like they're justified in having certain opinions. They feel like, oh, it's a free country. It's a First Amendment right to have freedom of speech. I mean, there's certain speech that leads to people getting lined up and shot. So at what point do you draw a line and say, like, stop killing us? Like, stop killing my people? We're just people trying to be happy with what little we have, with what little transgender medicine allows. And even, on top of that, even with all the treatment that we get, it's still pretty hard. And also the social stigma and the fact that you could never really fully be accepted as just another woman. Like, it just never, it's like you're always different. But even with all that, that's at least better than feeling the way I did before. Oh, hey, Gorgon. Yeah, just reading the news, it's obviously like, I don't like to put my head in the sand, but I also, I understand there's like a bigger picture. That all in all, there's a lot of people fighting for me, especially people fighting for people in some of those really, really bigoted places like Ohio or Mississippi or Tennessee or like a lot of states that are introducing bill after bill after bill, not even just targeting trans children, but also targeting trans adults now. We all know how this ends. It can only end one way. We saw it happen. We fought a whole war over it. in the 30s and 40s. Do you have to start seeing people get bussed out to concentration camps for you to start getting it? I highly doubt that's going to happen here in California, but how can I be for certain, you know? Like, when your own country is against you for even existing, how are you supposed to be okay? Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry to bring the mood down. I wanted to play a little bit. I haven't played today, so I wanted to log in and just do some quests and dungeons. Sorry I got so emotional. It's just, you know, it's really hard to turn on the news. Like it's just really hard to watch the news. Like, I don't know how many people have to get hurt before people say enough is enough. You know, I don't know how to make sense of this. Maybe it's because it can't be made sense of. You can't make sense out of it. I feel like I'm just losing my mind. I feel like the whole country has lost their mind. Like, how did it get this way? Like, how? Like, why did you let this happen? That there's like a person who literally like incited a riot against the Capitol, and these same people are still supporting this man. It goes beyond government. It's just human stupidity. Like that people could let this happen and continue to support it when it's right in front of them. How do they not see it? Like, it's literally like right in front of them, clear as day, and they won't accept it. And it's like, people can't accept that, like, a man lost an election and tried to undermine every single thing that makes this country, like, somewhat a democracy. How are they supposed to understand trans people? The barrier to entry to understanding us is too high. Like, what am I supposed to do? How am I going to have a career? How am I going to gain popularity? Like, I just don't know how to process this. I don't know. It's like, how far does this have to go before people see that it's the wrong direction? And will it be too late? Like, ew. Yeah, it's just, I don't know what to do, so I'm just gonna live my life the best I can. I'm gonna try to be happy as I can. I'm gonna have my surgery and never look back. And I'm going to build a career that can sustain me and my family. Hopefully, at the very least, sustain me. And I can't win a political battle. I am not a politician. I am not a lawmaker. Like, I would like to think I'm pretty intelligent and pretty well pretty well read. But I'm just, I don't even know how I'm gonna survive, and I'm a performer. I'm, you know, I just come a lot. um, you know, like, you know, maybe times are changing, and then, you know, people in my industry might be taken more seriously as time goes on. 'Cause I'm a person. I read. I have thoughts, you know, that people, you know, kind of see, you know, people who are like more sexualized, like like in sex work, kind of see us as, you know, stupid, and like people that, you know, shouldn't have opinions. But I'm never going to stop talking. Okay? And I don't care if I don't care if I'm the only one talking, because it needs to be said. And I know that I'm drowned by a sea of millions of people who have a phone and a TikTok account or a YouTube account or a webcam and a microphone and a Twitch account or whatever. I know that I'm drowned. I'm just one among millions of people that if I had been born in a different time, that someone as loud as me actually, you know, stood out. And now there's so many people that I'm like drowning in a sea of people who have opinions. And I don't know how to cope with that, because I have a lot to say. And I don't know, maybe one day I can have my voice amplified. I'm gonna have to do it myself. But then I have the challenge of the social stigma of people who do sexual content not being taken seriously, of women not being taken seriously, which is ironic because a lot of those people probably won't even see me as a woman. But, you know, interestingly enough, will treat me the way they treat other women. You know, it's I don't even know. A lot of that is a lot of speculation. I can only really move forward one step at a time. And, you know, try to get through this surgery, try to, you know, just get through the healing process, which is both mental and spiritual as well as physical. And then slowly start to get my life together, build a career, audition, make some really fun videos, enjoy life, have fun with my body that I earned, that I should have been born with. Yeah, I can't really, you know, it's like, you know, it's really hard to cope with a world where your whole life you were very outspoken and you stood out, but then you were silenced because people don't take you seriously. And then when you enter into the internet and everybody has a microphone and it's really hard to stand out, and when you're nothing special anymore, it's really hard to cope with that. When there's people with millions of followers who can freaking fart into a microphone and it'll get more exposure than what I have to say. When I have a lot to say, I read a lot. I have a lot of empathy for people. I have a lot of insight into the human experience. I have a lot of good ideas. I have a lot of bad ideas, but I feel like I am just like silenced by a sea of very loud people, and people don't even know I exist, and that's hard to cope with. But one day I'll be able to have a voice, and it might not be very soon, but I'm gonna work to make it happen. I'm sorry. It's just, there's just too much stuff happening that is just absolutely terrible. But, you know, that's why we have to focus on the positive. Like, you know, we're here and we're going to play some games. We're going to have a good time because I'm safe. I have amazing people in my life who love me. I have access to medicine that people are dying for. Literally. That people are fighting tooth and nail just to get basic access to in certain states and certain countries. And I have access to it, and I'm about to have the biggest, most important, life-changing surgery in my entire life. And I deserve to be happy, and I will. And I am. But it just seems like no matter how many times I, you know, try to voice my opinions online or anywhere, I just get silenced by a giant amalgamation of very loud people on the internet. And I don't have any notoriety. I don't have any, I've never been like, had any kind of official like support from the public. I've never been published. I've never been lifted up ever. I'm absolutely on my own as far as trying to make my voice heard. And I have tried to make my voice heard since I was 12 years old, and I just turned 36 yesterday. And it doesn't look like my voice is any closer to being heard. And I know it's heard by a few people here, so, you know, I'm not trying to say you're chopped liver or anything, but that's the fight I've been trying to battle. I've been trying my hardest to just, you know, make myself heard. And it doesn't seem like anybody really cares what I have to say. It doesn't really seem to have any impact on anything, and I just feel like a nobody. Whereas if I had like 1 million followers on YouTube, everybody would be hanging on my word, every word I said. But because I don't have that kind of social status, nobody cares. And that's absolutely terrifying, that we live in a reality where people only care about how many followers you have. And it sucks because people are just never going to change, it seems. That just human nature is like, I guess it's just too challenging for people to try to overcome. That people are just going to react to the very first thought they have as if it's the truth, instead of actually thinking for themselves. They'll have some TikTok influencer tell them what to think. And this problem is not new. It's something that's been a problem since the dawn of time. But you know, it's just a new iteration of the same problem. It's just that some people are just really fucking stupid. They're not bad people all the time. They're just really stupid. I'm really stupid. And I don't know how to overcome it. I don't know what the hell, what the point of being here is, if not to help other people survive and thrive. You know, if my survivability hinges on me being able to just make some imaginary currency, like, and if I can't do that, then I'm finished. I don't know what the point of all this is. but I don't have a choice because I want to live, and I fought really hard to be in this body that I am building myself that should have been from the beginning. I don't know about any kind of biology that may have happened in my body, but something tells me I was supposed to be assigned female at birth. And either way, it doesn't really matter because I'm making those changes now because that's what it's supposed to be. And unfortunately, I had to live as male. And I can't undo that, and I can't change that. And it's, you know, in a lot of ways you wouldn't want to, because it makes me who I am today. But I know deep down, like deeper than anything I can ever even like, I can't, it's deeper than intellectual thought. Like, I know deeper in the deepest core of myself that I was supposed to be female. And it's becoming less of an issue as time goes on, because I am getting treatment. But why anybody would want to stand in the way of anybody like me from getting the care that I am receiving, it makes me have like it makes me lose faith in humanity. Like, that you would stand in the way of something like that. I can't believe that this is our future. Like, I have to believe that we are better than this. Oh my God. Oh my God. I really apologize. I didn't mean to get so emotional. I just kind of wanted to say a few things about what's been going on in the news. You know, the fight against trans people has not stopped. Yeah, obviously other terrible things are happening. You know, the whole, you know, Israel and Palestine thing, the whole Russia and Ukraine thing, the whole North Korea thing. There's just always something bad happening, and it's so easy to only focus on the bad things. But, you know, there's some good things. Is that, you know, I have all this amazing light inside of me, and I will not let it be extinguished. And, you know, I have these amazing things happening that are changing my life for the better, and I have to remember that. And also, on top of all that, like, we have World of Warcraft to play. Like, I know it seems silly or ridiculous, but it is important. Like, it is important that we have, like, these fun games to play. You know, if not just for something as, like, a distraction, to just have something that is, like, something that's under our control in our lives. Like, I can build a warrior. That is in my control. I can farm items. That's in my control. You know, it's something I can do. I can get really cool looking daggers and swords and shields and armor. And I can, you know, tank big giant monsters. Like, that's something I can do. Anyway. Goat milk? Why does the mailbox look like a person? Oh, it's a portal. But why does it like look like a person? It's like... Oh good, I get all my... Oh, never mind. I thought I... Yeah, all this expired. pickling real? Ivory throne? A toilet?
Best deals in all of Stormwind, my friend. Won't find any better. Now, what can I help you with? See you later.
Hey, Booper. Not too late. It's only like 10:20. Just didn't really feel right without streaming today. I got a little emotional at the beginning about some stuff, but yeah, basically, you know, it's stuff that's going on in this country and in the world is, you know, really deeply affects me. But there's nothing I can do but just try to be as happy as I can be in my own life. This is kind of interesting. Gives me like an AoE lightning for 30 minutes. I'll pick up some of... Oh, that's really expensive. Let's get 5 of them. I don't really get a good food effect with haste and stuff until level 70. Is there anything besides just stamina and spirit? 20 agility and spirit. Level 65. Oh, Storm Chop's not that good? Oh, well, good thing I only bought 5. Level 70, I already bought some level 70 food that gives me haste. But I need something just, This gives me resistance to all schools of magic. That's also really expensive. 30 stamina is probably good. Or 20 agility. That's more expensive though. I just need something for 5 levels. 20 strength and spirit. There we go. Let's get 20 strength. And that's 20 of them for 60 gold. Let's get that. Oh, you'll be able to move food shortly, all in caps. Nice. I'm just gonna queue up some dungeons and do whatever quests I can for a little bit, and then I'm gonna call it a night. This is an RP event. Anyone interfering will be reported and banned 20 years. Okay, okay, lock that, 100%, and lock that. Just these storm chops. Shovel tusk soup for level 70. And this gives 20 strength. Okay. Oh, they did? All out PAVP. Fat finger that cap key. I have a button on my mouse that will enable caps, and pressing caps lock will not undo it. I have a program running that makes sure that caps lock doesn't work unless I press this button on my mouse, and then it stays on until I click the button on the mouse. But for example, I think if I type in here, I think it's working. I just press caps lock and it doesn't do anything. It's called anti-caps lock. It's called, and it also disables insert. You can also disable insert. You know how insert will just like really fuck up anything you're writing? Because instead of inserting letters into a word, it'll just write over whatever you're like. So it would just like, instead of doing like this, it'll just write over it. So it disables caps lock and it disables insert. It's called anti-caps lock. No, it's called caps unlock. From brainsystems.com. It's called caps unlock. Yeah, it's really good. I also have a cool thing called window manager that allows you to snap windows. So it's why I can drag this over here, and when I let go, it just goes right back to where it is. And I have a script that loads every single music.bat. It loads every single file that is in this folder. I call it music stream, but it's not really about music. And so it'll load everything I put in here. You know, like activity feed, like Chatterino. I'm gonna take out chess.com for now because I keep having to close it. Restream chat, Notepad++, VLC. It'll load all the things it'll have per stream, and as soon as it loads, it'll snap it into place like where it's supposed to be on my right hand screen, which you can't see. If I press control window alt M, it'll put everything back where it was. If I press control Windows alt 0 on the numpad, it'll disable it, and I can toggle disable it. Like if I want to just like let's say I wanted to keep this here, I can press control Windows alt 0 on the numpad, and now it'll stay here. But then if I press the control Windows alt M, it won't work. I have to press the 0 first, and then I can do that. So it's pretty cool because you know, I can just, you know, if I accidentally resize something or screw everything up, it'll just snap it back to where it's supposed to be. It's really good program. It's called Window Manager. It's on, I think, like Desksoft. Yeah, from desksoft.com. And it is something you have to pay for a license for, though. But it's worth it. Every single update you get is licensed to you. It's not that, I don't even think it's like $1 or something like that. And I also have a really cool thing called Vista Switcher, which when I Alt-Tab, instead of showing up on the middle of the screen, like it would show it on my screen, which might show sensitive information, like a Discord chat or something like that. Instead of showing it over there, I can have it show over on the other screen, so that you guys don't see it. I'm like a professional streamer, okay? If only I had an audience. Well, I got you, so that's what matters. But you know what I mean? If I'm like really good at streaming. Like I've had to learn these things the hard way, okay? But yeah. That kind of stuff makes me smile more. Oh, you stream too? Wow, Grandma 78. This lady can stream. Is she like super wholesome, or is she like talk about like stuff that you wouldn't think Grandma would talk about? There's different types of Grandma streamers. Oh, she's playing Dragonflight. Nice. Yeah, Seed of Renewal just came live. Hey, look, my name is on her stream. Is she doing some Mythic Plus? Well, that's pretty cool. She's got 6 children, 9 grandchildren. Oh, she must be so happy. And then she found streaming. It's, you know, streaming's really great. This is what streaming's all about. You know, it's like at 78 she found streaming. Like, I mean, she's 80. She started streaming when she was 78. Like that she found all this, and it's giving her like all this community and stuff. That's great. Non-toxic. You don't have to be toxic and weird to be a streamer. Like that's freaking awesome. I'm really happy for her. I'm glad that she has, you know, friends to play, like, you know, World of Warcraft with, and the stream and all that. That's really great. She has 8 druids, so I'm guessing she's a druid main. I'm just going out on a limb here. I'm guessing she mains as a druid. Oh, and she plays with her daughters too. Wow. Do her grandkids play too? It's like a whole generational family of World of Warcraft. It's like it's just awesome for some reason. Aww. Yeah, family's great. You know, if they're not assholes. But you don't, you know, relatives don't, you know, family is what, you know, you can choose your family. You know, contrary to the belief that you can't choose your family, you really can. You don't have to let bad people in your life. You can choose the people who treat you like a human being and with respect, to be in your life without having to allow. Let me leave the queue for a second. I forgot to sell stuff. Can I sell to this guy? I forgot to vendor stuff. I'm just gonna cut my losses with all these. I put them up on the auction house like 1 billion times. Okay, like I'm just tired. Did I not lock my runic potions? I did, but it's still. I don't think it works with this UI, the locking. I think it only works with your bag. So I can't sell it if I do it from here. So if I really want to be safe to not sell anything that I didn't lock, to not sell anything that I locked, I have to do it in here. Okay.
Be careful.
I'm back in dungeon. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that. That you have like yeah, family can sometimes really hurt. I know how that feels. I'm sorry to bring it up. Sometimes family can really be tough. But, you know, then you have chosen family. The people that treat you with respect and dignity, people that honor your decisions and don't fight you every time you make a decision about your own life. It's hard for a lot of people. It's hard for me too, but I found a middle ground, and my family was willing to change after I really kind of drew the line in the sand. I'm like, okay, listen, I'm going through this insanely life-changing, beautiful thing, and I can either do this with or without you, and I can't wait for you. And I had to have some really painful decisions of, you know, cutting family members out of my life until they could come around, because I could not subject myself to abuse. And even if it wasn't outright abuse, it felt really painful, and I couldn't handle it. And so I just had to put some space. And it took me 2 years, but you know, now I have a great relationship with my mom. Oh, oops. Oh, oops. Okay. Yeah, I had my action bars really messed up. Okay, does that override well fed? Oh, I can't use it. Oh, it's level 70, obviously. Hopefully I didn't just waste the gold from that. I don't know if that... we'll see in a second. I'm doubting... Oh, it does override it! Oh, damn. Oh, well, whatever. That was a waste of gold for that storm chop. Oh well. Oh, I don't need the... Oh, I don't have the diamond flask on. Or do I? Oh, I don't... Oh no, what the hell? Okay. Yeah, it was kind of hard. There are quests for this. I might have to grab them after the dungeon for next time. I don't know how to get in. You are dead. What do I do to get in? Dot in your map. Right, but I mean, it doesn't like literally show the entrance. It just shows like what it like I had. Does it show the like the elevation? Like I think this is it. It's not in that there's different instances of it. There's 4 different instances. Yeah, there are 4. I don't know which one. I know it's obviously in this one where my corpse is. Still want to try that storm chops just to, but I can't have both that and the strength one at the same time. Lightning occasionally zaps nearby enemies. Wow. Yeah, those mana burn. There's like 3 like freaking things there. Yeah, I did this dungeon, a lot of these dungeons, a lot of times in Dragonflight. It's just slightly different here, but for the most part, it's just like I kind of forgot how hard this stuff hits. Ah, being feared. Exactly 0 mana. Oof. Being stunned. Well, now someone shares a quest. Jeez. Okay.
generous.
Aw, thank you. Thanks for the emote. Thanks for the emote, Joshua. Yeah, kind of just like a quiet night. You know, I really try not to get emotional on stream. You know, I have enough of that in my life. I do try to create like a kind of a good vibe on stream. It's just, you know, tonight, you know, it's just watching the news can be really hard. Ah. Oof. That was close. We almost wiped again. I think it's better just to get the strength. That I need to sell that back on the auction house. Those storm chops suck ass.
What is this? Oh, you must forgive me, but I was not expecting company. As you can see, we are somewhat preoccupied right now. But no matter, as I am a gracious host, I will tell you. An epic battle! How exciting! I have such fascinating things to show you.
He better keep it in his pants.
Bid you
Nice.
farewell.
Yeah, I mean, the armor is just not good enough. Even though it has slots. Yeah, that was a tough one. Whoa. Yeah, I think I actually want to call it a night. Next time I'm gonna go to Shatrath and we're going to and I'm gonna grab the quest for that dungeon, and then, you know, that's tomorrow. Like, I was gonna, I mean, it's getting kind of late. I just wanted to have a quick stream, and I also wanted to get that, I know that I don't like to do negative vibes, or, you know, I don't like to get emotional, but I just thought I had to get some things off my chest at the beginning of the stream. It's just, it feels really scary to be a trans person in this world, and I sometimes forget how good I have it for living in California and having a lot of support, so, and sometimes I just forget, and it's terrifying when I get a dose of reality. But then also I think I need to also remember that I can't just be upset and sad all the time. Oh, 69 Hunter fixing to go out in cold weather. Have some fun in Northrend. And so those damn storm chops, they suck. If I really wanted to min-max, what I could do is I could get those, I could save those irradiated crystals, go back to Blood Mist Isles or whatever, and get those, like, that, you know, turn them in for those items that give me plus stats. If I really wanted to be, like, super hyper, I should probably start doing that. Yeah, I'll try my best. Send pleasant thoughts or prayers for my dad. He's going to be going in for his hip surgery tomorrow. I'm sure he'll do fine. He's been in a lot of pain for a while, so hopefully this will help him. He was, I don't know. I love my dad, but sometimes he's really stupid about alcohol because he thinks that it's a pain manager. It numbs the pain, but temporarily, and yeah, I think it's hard for him and a lot of alcoholics. Oh, you went to your back surgeon? Yeah, hopefully everybody can just heal and be happy. I really I know life isn't perfect and it's not this like Disney song or whatever. I don't know, but I really just wish that people could have a good life and be happy. I really wish there wasn't all this pain and suffering, but you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. I've been watching Star Trek Enterprise. I'm on the last season. I've already watched it all. It's really kind of a disappointment, because it's such a good series and it got canceled before they were able to finish everything. They had to hastily finish it. It really sucked. It was like a really big letdown, and they didn't really finish it too well either. They couldn't, like, they needed a whole other season, and I guess they were like told that they could only do one more season, so they had to like condense every single storyline they wanted to do into a single season, and that's just disappointing. It's just really frustrating because it was such a good series, especially season 3. Like, oh my god, like showcasing like what it's like for like the unknown, you know, in a pre-Federation society, before all the Prime Directive and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's really kind of great. And it's just like it wasn't done justice. It wasn't too popular, and so they canceled it. And it just really sucks. There was supposed to be a final Star Trek Next Generation movie as well, but luckily now they had you know, Star Trek Picard tie up a lot of loose ends, and I bet a lot of people didn't really think that was ever going to happen, but it did. They were going to Brent Spiner wanted to do a final movie that finished up all the storyline to TNG, and it got canceled before they could greenlight it or whatever. And you know, like, I'm guessing they got a lot of that done when they wrote Star Trek Picard. So I don't know. And there's supposed to be like Star Trek Legacies and stuff that might not come out, and season 4 of, this is unrelated to Star Trek, but season 4 of the Orville, you know, looks like it might happen. They were saying, like, you know, Seth MacFarlane and stuff were all saying that like it's probably not going to happen, but there was storylines. I don't want to spoil anything, but there was like a significant storyline that was unresolved in season 3, and then like suddenly people were saying like, when's season 4 going to come out? And like, they didn't like renew the series, but now they're talking about like maybe it's going to be renewed. So you never got into Star Trek? I still need to watch the original series and the animated series. I've seen every original series movie, however. I think after Enterprise, I'm gonna go through every single original series and animated series. I don't even know if, I mean, some people might say you don't have to go through the animated series, but it takes place after the original series. Like it continues it, apparently, is what people were saying. So it'd be kind of interesting to watch, going through the original series, you know, going through it. It's really kind of hard to watch because I'm so spoiled by the newer Star Treks, like Next Generation, you know, if you call that newer. That's the one I grew up with, was like TNG, Voyager, DS9. Although I did not understand DS9 when I was a kid. I understood Voyager and TNG for the most part. There was a lot of stuff that went over my head, and also I wasn't able to watch them in order. So now we have like, you know, Paramount Plus on YouTube, or whatever platform you pick to have it on, and you can just watch it all in a row, you know, so that's great. We live in a day and age where we can do that. You know, you know, it's like, or, you know, you can get DVDs back when DVDs were a thing. You know what's really kind of scary is like you can't actually like own physical media pretty much anymore. Like if you don't have internet, you can't watch your shows. You can't, I mean, it's like obviously first world problems, but it's like you require internet just to watch your TV shows or your movies that you pay for. Like what if like there's like the internet goes out? Used to like be when the internet went out, like when I was growing up, we would have like DVDs or VHS tapes and stuff, or Laserdisc. We had Laserdisc. We were a Laserdisc family. We also had a Philips CDI and a Commodore TV, like CD TV. It was like the Amiga, but it was like just for games, and it had like the remote that was like horizontal and had a bunch of buttons on it. And we had an Atari Jaguar that I destroyed. I think I told you about that. Maybe not. I accidentally used the Atari 5800 plug, or the Atari 2600. I don't know which one it was. We had multiple different. I think we had a 5800 and a 7200. But like we had multiple Ataris, and we had the Atari Jaguar, and I used the wrong plug and I fried the entire console. We called them systems back then. I don't know when they started calling them consoles or if they always did, but everybody I knew called them a system. They're like, oh, what system do you have? And I'm like, oh, I have a Nintendo. And, you know, we meant NES. But like, I had a Nintendo and a Sega, but that meant Genesis. And I had a PlayStation. And like, TurboGrafx. We had a TurboGrafx. The TurboGrafx 16, which in Europe is called the PC, and well, in Japan and in Europe, they called it PC Engine. We had like, it had like some great games on it that I grew up with. Like, I already forgot all the names, but there was one called Bloody Wolf that was kind of cool. Yeah, there was like some interesting games on there. There was like Pac-Land. Yeah, it was interesting. I grew up with some fun games. CDTV had some, you know, a mix between like educational games and stuff, and that's how I learned chess, you know, outside of like my dad teaching me and like, you know, sometimes playing at school. When I was like 8 years old, we had CDTV and I would play, or maybe 8 or 9, I don't know, but there was a board game version. It had like checkers, chess, and backgammon, and I would play that a lot. And it would pay like pawn to king 4, pawn to king 4, knight bishop 3, knight queen's bishop 3, or knight king's bishop 3, knight queen's bishop 3. You know, like it used the traditional, I mean the classic notation. It was like a British voice actor doing it. It like, that's how I learned chess, really. And then my dad got me like a chess computer that I played with in my room a lot. It was hard for me to find people who wanted to play chess with me when I was a kid. We didn't have the internet stuff back then. It wasn't so easy. You can't just click on the find a game, queue up for a game, and get like a game in like 3 milliseconds. Like, you had to actually like find people in your neighborhood who wanted to play chess, and I didn't have many friends. I was bullied a lot. Yeah, like, why do people just sometimes like just pick a random person, and for some reason they just hate that person? Like, it doesn't even matter if I'm autistic or trans or whatever. I don't deserve that, you know? I never deserved that growing up. Like, I didn't deserve that. What did I do to deserve that treatment? Nothing. It's not my fault. So yeah, it just sucks. Like, sometimes some people just, why am I so unlikable? Like, what is it about me? Like, why do I repel people? I don't feel like there's any reason why. Is there like, do I have like some special like magical power that just repels people? Am I a superhero? No, I have like there's something about me that just repels people, it seems. Or maybe not, maybe I'm imagining that because I got bullied as a kid. And I just imagine that because that justifies it. I feel like that maybe that makes it make sense because it doesn't make sense. There's absolutely no reason why I should have been so hated growing up or at all, anytime, really. I mean, I sometimes have an insufferable personality, but I'm not a bad person. And I don't know, it's just like collectively people just didn't like me. Was it because my family's poor? Like what the fuck was going on that like I got singled out as like somebody to hurt? It doesn't make sense. I don't understand people at all. I should not have been treated like that. I can understand as an adult I might be insufferable, and I can understand why people might like, you know, not like my personality or something. But when I was a child, like I was just another kid. Like there was really no reason. Like I was just another kid. Like it doesn't make any sense. I mean, maybe they picked up that I was autistic without actually knowing. Maybe that's it. I know. I need to stop justifying it. Fuck that. Stop justifying it. Stop trying to find a reason why it's okay, because it wasn't okay. It's not okay that I got bullied, and there's no reason why. And if there is, it's not a good reason. And I need to stop having that dialogue in my head, you know? But yeah, I hope you have a good night. I might be on tomorrow. I mean, I will. Yeah, I don't have anything scheduled tomorrow. I mean, I'm gonna try to clean my house more tomorrow. And go grocery shopping. But like, obviously, at some point, I'm gonna be at home, and I'm just gonna want to play some WoW. So we'll do some dungeons and try to get more levels, and we can dungeon together with your mage. That'd be pretty nice. You know, this is what life should be about. Just having a good time, enjoying being nerdy. Nothing wrong with being a nerd, okay? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you know, sometimes I am so convinced that I'm unlikable and that I'm unattractive that I actually look at myself and I see every single like bad feature as like some kind of like what right do you have to be a model? What right do you have to be popular? What right do you have to be liked? Like what right do you have to be an actress? Like what are you talking about? Like this is some bullshit. Like, what do you mean? What right does anybody else? I mean, if I don't have the right to, why does anybody else have the right to? It's like, what is it about me that I don't see myself as worthy? Whereas other people somehow get to be worthy? Like, I don't think I'm ugly. Like, geez. I'm pretty attractive even when I'm not trying. I'm not trying right now. I'm like in my pajamas on stream, like no makeup. I was like crying earlier, like yeah, I like see parts of my body that are more masculine, but like maybe that's just something I'm hyper fixated on. When I look at myself, I like see, you know, a beautiful person, but sometimes I can't see that. Sometimes I see a very ugly person, and I feel so unattractive, and I feel like there's absolutely no hope for me of having a career at all. It's frustrating. It's really frustrating. Because like, why should other people who are at least as attractive as me be able, you know, like similar attractiveness to me, able to have success, but I can't? Like, there's no reason. I shouldn't convince myself that I don't deserve what other people have, because I do deserve it. Okay? Like there's no, like, why am I thinking that I'm worse than other people? It's ridiculous. These things I tell myself. So mean. Stop it. Stop being mean to yourself, Rebecca. Jesus. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Really. I really, so many things are out of my control. and the public perception of trans people is just not very good at all. But I can't let that stop me. I'm gonna be successful even with that bullshit in the way. At right now, it's really hard to see, but one day it's gonna be pretty obvious that I'm successful. Like, one day it's gonna be like ridiculous to even suggest that I don't have a chance at a career. But right now, it's really hard to see. Anyway, sorry for the kind of melancholy stream. I just kind of needed to. I just kind of needed something to as an outlet, and that's what my stream is for. I hope I didn't bring anybody down. But I don't know. I can't. It's not my responsibility what other people, you know, other people are fully capable of experiencing their own lives. I'm not in charge. I don't have that kind of power to like control other people's lives. They're in control of their own lives. I gotta take care of me. And I created this platform for myself, you know, with like, you know, a few really cool people like you who will show up and listen to my ramblings and show me support. And that's something. At the very least, it's getting it out of my head, because I'm not always able to journal. I actually have not been able to actually sit down and write down into my journal for like a couple months. Like since November. It's been really frustrating me how inactive I've been. But I have not been inactive. I'm playing World of Warcraft. That's something. I'm doing something. I'm alive. Like, right? I'm getting to my surgery. That's what matters. And, you know, I might have to crawl this last couple months. Just get myself to the hospital. That's what matters. Like, everything else, that can come later. It's gonna have to. I can't force myself to just do more than I can. You know, it just is what it is. You know? But yeah, anyway. Bye-bye. See ya.